Right here.
Sorry. Oh, man.
I'm still
All
right.
right, let's keep at it. Okay, I'm gonna play the air trumpet.
Oh, okay.
It's time for talk.
Nice. Hello. How's it going? Welcome back to Thirsty Thursdays with Cocktails. I'm Nathan.
I'm Sunny. This is Cher.
Okay, we're using our made up.
Yep, I'm Sunny.
I'm Cher.
Welcome, everyone. It's good to be here. We're gonna be having a fun show today.
Yeah, we're getting a little technical today.
Yeah.
So we have been, if you have returned, you would have seen us making some lovely cocktails and then talking with some guests or interviewing people, that kind of thing. Typically, we've made like one cocktail at the beginning and then got into the talking portion, but today we're going to get a little bit. Am I being mocked?
I don't know. I'm kind of in my own world right now. I don't even know what I've just been doing.
The music's just still going.
I'm kind of just thinking about freaking Black
Sunny.
Sabbath right now.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm with you, Cher. I'm with you.
Okay.
Okay.
But today since we're both here and we are going to get a little technical talking about flavors and why we would pair things. We're going to talk about garnishes, that kind of thing.
Yep. And we're gonna drink too.
Oh yeah, that too. I mean, that does kind of come with it.
So like we do suggest, like go grab, if you have a home bar, maybe you need a bar cart. I don't know, but MARKET.live is the place you get all this stuff, and also a great cocktail kit right here. The Talktails cocktail kit, which gives you everything you need to make cocktails, just like Cher and me. And so yeah, but if you don't have anything just yet, go grab what you have at home. So maybe grab a citrus, lemon or lime juice, grab something sweet.
I had these burning questions about, I have all this stuff around my house, but I don't know what to do with it. Or if you have like, I don't know, a Thursday evening gathering of friends.
Thursday.
And you want to wow them in 30 minutes, we can help out with that.
Yep. We're here for you. Also grab up your favorite booze. So I might be, I don't know, vodka, might be rum, might be mezcal.
Yeah, you might not be using what we're going over today, but lessons are pretty, ubiquitous. So whatever you can, that's your $5 word.
Whoa, Cher.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
We're really sticking to the names. You ready?
We are
ready. Yeah.
First things first. Okay, but yeah, like what Nathan's saying, let's go. We're gonna follow along as much as you can, but this is giving you the tools to be able to just go out there and explore and choose your own adventure.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Cocktail education.
I'm ready.
We haven't done anything yet. We're still getting claps and high fives. All right. So we are going to start with a shaken cocktail because we have these lovely shakers, and it's a lot of fun to shake things, of course. And
I've never been so excited about a noise before. Oh, okay.
So, Sunny, why do we shake cocktails?
Well, Cher, let me tell you, because we need to provide aeration, we need to chill our cocktail down, and we also need to provide water dilution. And so putting the ice into your shaker, while you're shaking it down, the ice is chipping apart, melting into your cocktail, providing water dilution and chilling your cocktail down. And it's also forcing that citrus into your cocktail, because guess what? Citrus is a jerk.
Citrus is a jerk. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I have some citrus here. Lemon, lime. We're talking about pairings. Orange is citrus.
Orange is citrus, but you have to consider that orange has more sugar content.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thinner too.
Yep. Now, when you think about that, you're trying to keep your balance in your cocktails and pair other flavors with, like syrups with, your citrus. You have to keep balance of sour and sweet, right? Mm-hmm. That perfect balance, that zen, that we're always looking for that, right? Just like life. Mm-hmm. Let's go on a journey.
Yeah.
To Flavor Town.
This is an effects heavy episode.
I'm all for it. I'm here for it. I was just watching Crazy Eddie commercials from the 80s, and I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
So what we also will refer to orange as behind the bar as a half citrus, because it does have that sweet quality to it. So we have to account for that. So if you have orange juice in your refrigerator and you want to use that, you can. You just have to be aware that there is sugar content.
Yeah. You're going to have to bump up that acid level with a lemon or lime no matter what.
Yes.
So keep them handy. Same thing. It's got that sugar. It's got that sugar, baby.
Even though it's bitter, it is full of sugar as well.
But I don't know if we've ever had fresh squeezed like ruby red grapefruit juice.
I have had that.
Oh yeah, it is like game changing.
It's delightful.
It like starts your morning out right. So if you're like feeling like you got up on the wrong side of the bed and you need to like have a refresher, straight up just like juice a grapefruit. It'll change your whole day.
Eat a half a grapefruit right out of the rind.
Yeah, you're crazy.
I am. Grapefruits.
Oh, okay. We've said we're going to start getting into this cocktail. I think let's go for it.
But also,
I'm thirsty.
I want to say hi to Ella.
What up, Ella?
So, what we have here to start off with is a lime juice. So, to have all that to say, our selection of citrus is lime today. So, lime is pretty acidic. So, we need to take that into account when we are pairing. I'm going to start with 3/4 of my lime juice into my tin.
I think limes are superior to lemons.
Whoa.
I said it.
Dang.
I know.
That's I don't know how to take that. Like that is honestly no, we're fighting.
Dang, you're going for lemon?
I think they're both good.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Now, did you know during like 8 years ago? Well, fun fact, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know how many years. Probably about 10. There was like a lime shortage in the United States.
Oh, I didn't know.
And so as bartenders, I was managing this bar, and we couldn't order limes because we couldn't get them because the cartels took over on them.
Whoa.
This is true.
Dang.
Yeah. And so I told all of the barbacks, let's start painting the lemons green, baby.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I trust you. I don't. That was pretty cool.
Paint the lemons green.
Some what is that, like rough riding desperado kind of limes? We're gonna fake it.
Wah, wah,
all right. So we have lime juice inside of our tin. That is going to be our sour element of our sour cocktail. If we're making a sour, are we making a sour?
I mean, it's gonna be sour of sorts.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna make. We have like all this, like so many different things, and this is our process. This is like the process.
You're watching the R&D happen in real time.
Yeah, this is what we would be doing at the bar ourselves. Like,
yes,
yeah, right, right,
so, yeah, exactly, Sonny. If a regular came up and they were like, "Surprise me with something. I like these things." This is where our mind kind of goes with. We do a sort of 20 questions to ourselves to try and figure out the right profiles and the right pairings. So we have lime. Lime is, as Shana said earlier with making that declaration, lime is going to be more sour than lemon. It also has a little bit of different quality to it. I'm sure everybody's familiar with the difference between lemons and limes. So now that kind of makes us make a decision of what syrup we're going to use. What kind of sweetener do we want to add? Sure. So if this comes down to, regardless.
Wait a second. Hold your horses.
Yeah.
I disagree. That's our next step.
Oh.
Whoa. We went from like high-fiving to now watch out. We're gonna box.
I'm just gonna go over here.
Okay.
Maria's got my back though.
I'm just joking. Okay, so the reason I'm going to disagree is because when you are crafting your cocktail, you're working with a spirit, right? And that's your base. That's like your protein that you're cooking with, right? And so if you
great analogy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So let me explain it like this. Like if you're cooking dinner and you're making you need to make an entree, right? For the family. And you're like, what am I gonna cook? And you're like looking in your refrigerator and you're like, oh, I got salmon. Sweet, that's gonna be what's for dinner. And then you're like, oh, what am I gonna cook with the salmon? Then you're like, you're not gonna like go be like pair it with a chocolate chip cookie.
Or a jalapeno.
So you go through that little card catalog in your brain of Flavor Town and start figuring out what you think fits best with salmon, which naturally tastes good. So you're like, oh, creme fraiche, capers,
Mm-hmm.
dill,
Carrots.
carrots.
I love carrots and seafood.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, Maine.
Somebody back me up on this.
All
Carrots,
right, Maine.
carrots go with seafood.
That's okay. Like what? Okay. We'll leave that alone. So that main that protein is like what starts the thought process on to build those flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with cocktails, but the protein is the spirit. So like, let's say we're making a whiskey cocktail. We think about what whiskey tastes like. What does it taste like? Oh, it's like baking spices, caramel, vanilla,
oak. Yep.
Oak. Yeah. So like, then you get those the understanding of tastes like corn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep, corn. It tastes like maybe a little pepper.
Yeah, yes, but a little spice, especially if you're using like a rye, it's going to be spicier than the bourbon.
Sure. And so like identify those flavor profiles of the spirit first, then pair on top of that. Like literally, like if you think about those flavor profiles of whiskey, would you mix like caramel with a jalapeno? Absolutely not.
Oh, wow. See, Lizanne thinks we're both funny, but that really got me. I wasn't ready for that.
So, then you got to like think of what's going to pair well with these flavor characteristics, right? And so you're like, oh, baking spices. Okay, it's like berries. Berries would be good, like pie,
Yep.
or like what else is good with baking spices and vanilla?
Bacon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maple bacon, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
also maple would be good with those characteristics.
That's true. Yep.
So that's the thought process. If you got a bottle of tequila, what does it taste like?
Mikey loves bacon. Me too, Mike.
Have you ever had a bacon infused cocktail where they put bacon in like the vodka or a bacon washed whiskey?
Mm-hmm.
If not, you should probably try it. Okay. That being said, so we have our citrus, right?
We already started off. Yeah, we already added something first.
Well, we're making a decision here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So
I jumped the gun.
No. So with our lime juice, since we know we have lime juice, and at home maybe you have lemon juice. So in your card catalog in your brain, go ahead, shuffle around, see like what you think tastes best with the citrus that you chose. Is it lemon or lime? Okay, so lime, I'm kind of feeling some tropical vibes. I don't know about you. Maybe like a warm weather climate. Maybe I'm just sick of the rain. I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't know. What are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I could get down with some warm weather kind of thing. So what would a warm weather spirit be?
So I mean, if I sat in that category of summer, like warm weather, I'd be thinking about tequila, mezcal, rum. But then also I just realized that we just turned spring.
Yeah.
So what about?
I'm thinking
I just got completely derailed and got a whole new inspiration.
I'm thinking something kind of herbaceous. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because spring has sprung. So
spring has sprung.
All of our herbs are starting to grow. Mm-hmm. Our fruit, like I have a lemon tree outside that's budding. We have all these fresh herbs. So if you have fresh herbs or fresh, like cucumber or anything like that, go grab it. Whatever you got. Go if you have a home garden, go snip off some mint or some basil or some thyme.
I just learned that people do that like urban foraging.
I do that.
I never did that. And then I didn't know that like we live in Los Angeles. I didn't know that there are so many rosemary just bushes.
Oh yeah.
Out and
Don't
about.
ever buy a rosemary.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's like a weed. It grows like crazy. But
tasty weed.
Yeah. So yeah, this one's for spring.
Yes. This one's for spring. And so that in that vein, I'm going to make a declarative decision that we're going to use gin.
Hey, I'm on board. Yeah, I'm on board.
Gin's my favorite. And that's what I was going to use from the beginning anyway. So I've got a couple different gins right here, but I am a fan of Tanqueray. So I think I'm going to use Tanqueray today.
Why are you a fan of Tanqueray?
I think it pairs very well with the herbs that I already have out here. I know that going in, of course, but take a sip. Take a little sniff.
So, I thought you said sip.
It was kind of like a sniff sip.
Oh, I got all excited. Yep.
But you do want to taste your spirit that you're using before
that smells great
going in. So if you open up a bottle that you've never used before, you do want to taste it by itself to see what it tastes like.
Yep. Yeah, you want to identify what the flavor is. Ooh. It's getting saucy on our ear.
Yum.
Oh, you already do? Okay.
So what are the flavors that you... So what are the flavors that we're tasting here?
Well, okay, so this is a London dry gin, right? So there's 5 different categories of gin.
5?
There's London dry gin, which is what we're using here, which is a dry gin, meaning not sweet. And also the London dry gin specifically has primary characteristics of that piney gin that you might kind of get like nervous about, because we've all been 14 and gone into our parents' liquor cabinet and drank too much gosh darn London dry gin.
If my mother is watching this, I didn't do that.
I didn't do that either. So yeah, then the other categories are going into different styles of gin, which the next one would be an international style gin, which doesn't necessarily have to be pine forward. It ends up being a little bit more herbaceous, or might be more citrus driven or floral driven. There's a ton of different cool gins to explore in those categories.
They all have juniper, right?
They have to have juniper to be gin, but some are more prominent flavor of juniper, which is that pine like flavor. So then there's Old Tom gin, which is a sweeter gin. So if you do like a little higher sugar content, I would suggest that. And what else we got? We got Genever, which predates gin. It's a Dutch gin called Genever. It's the gin before gin.
D-Nice says that gin is their grandmother's favorite liquor.
Oh, yeah, it is a total grandma drink.
Gin for the win, exactly.
Wait, so how many was that? International, London Dry, Genever, Old Tom. Oh, and Plymouth. Oh, 6.
Oh, I found a 6th one.
Dang. Okay, so Plymouth is a style of gin as well as a brand. It's the only style of gin that is named after the actual brand. So there's Plymouth, and then you're right, Sloe Gin. Sloe Gin.
Which is spelled S-L-O-E.
True.
Not slow as in
movement.
Yes. So anyway, I took Tanqueray because it's what we had available, and it is a London Dry, which is going to have the most pine, the most juniper taste, and that is what I want to bring out, especially with the herbs that we have today. We're going to be able to pick our herbs because we have an assortment here, and maybe you guys at home can help us decide if you know as we're learning about pairing. So I don't want to add it yet though, because we got to add a syrup. Okay,
this is if it hasn't been complicated yet, this is where it's actually going to get complicated, because this is when you get to be super creative. All gin is slow gin for me. That's fair. That's fair. That is super good. So this is when you get to be really creative. This is also when you get to put your mind to work as far as making a flavor for the drink that you're trying to accomplish, right? So in this case, we're working with gin. So we know that our base flavor profile ends up being a little piney, a little citrus driven, like lemon peels, stuff like that. And then herbaceous as well. And so then we go, okay, well, what would be a good syrup with this kind of stuff? And so we look through our artisanal arsenal. Of syrups, because we need something sweet to balance out that citrus, right? So we got a few here. We got spiced apple, we got gingerbread,
we got tamarind, I got cucumber mint. That one already jumps out a little bit.
Okay.
Lemongrass lavender.
Oh, dude. Okay. So lemongrass lavender is the one that really gets me cooking with.
Oh yeah, and see, both of us were kind of like because we didn't. Oh man, the sound effects to it.
Oh, I know, it throws me off every time, and I can't stop laughing because I'm a 2-year-old.
So why did both of us gravitate instantly towards lavender? Mikey loves lavender, so that's another reason to use it. And
it's a grandma thing.
It's a grandma thing. That's true. My grandmother loved lavender. Put lavender on everything.
But we also have we know that we have these really cool herbs.
That's true. So we have to make a choice. Do we want a more neutral? Because you can't overload things. Exactly, going back to the food analogy, we can't put on our salmon, we're not going to put a honey glaze and tomato sauce and
crickets.
That would be crazy. We got to put just crickets on top of that.
A little crunch.
The old cricket and salmon. So
Um,
what are we gonna choose?
I'm still voting lavender.
You think so?
Yeah, because I don't want mint on mint.
That's very true. Because then we're just doubling up. We won't taste anything else.
And also, we're like in the spring mode, and like I'm being really influenced by spring.
Yeah, I'm seeing the lavender plants growing on the side of the
yes, and it's like I'm feeling some like I want all the flowers popping up in the fields. I want that super bloom.
The super bloom.
Right. Share.
Super bloom.
Right, share.
You got it, Sonny. Now we can watch me struggle.
Flower power, baby.
Opening this plastic wrap. There we go.
All right, we're going lavender. So did you see how we like talk through that? Like literally, we usually talk through that in our own brains as we're crafting cocktails, like kind of like identifying where, what's kind of going to inspire the cocktail. And that's where the syrup comes in, is where that's how you're identifying like what the style of cocktail or flavor profile you're going to be really good working with.
So here's a question for you.
Oh gosh.
What is the strangest ingredient that someone has asked you to work with?
Muscle milk.
What?
Muscle milk. Beef broth.
Beef broth. Okay, cool. What's muscle milk?
Very.
Yeah, what is that?
Muscle milk, like protein shake.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like somebody milked mussels in the ocean. Like, all right.
Carrie, you're right. That is gross. No, like I used to do a bar thing at my one of my bars that I used to manage, and we called it bar battle. So it was like chopped. So I don't think that would be a normal thing to say, like that you would say you put in a cocktail, but we challenged the bartenders to be able to use oddball ingredients. Like we did all kinds of stuff. Muscle milk, we did beef broth, we did carrot juice was pretty cool, but what else did we do? Ketchup, we did. We did
some viscous.
I don't know, like we did so many oddball stuff, so and it was really fun, and so, then that people vote fun. So anything can happen.
I think the strangest one that I was brought behind a bar while I was working was mole, which was actually
sounds good.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But he brought in like several containers of different mole.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I had to get creative.
It was our regular.
Not the one you're thinking of.
Oh.
But yes. Okay, so
we digress.
Yeah. So ominous. Not the one you're thinking of.
I know which regular you're talking about.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
So, here's a question. Do we want to muddle anything or add any herbs or things into this?
I do.
Yep.
Yeah, I think cucumber.
Yeah, I think cucumber too.
Yeah.
So what is the what would be the reasoning of adding it to the tin versus not?
So with something like cucumber, when you muddle it into the mixing shaker, there's all these like all the flavor juices, oils, everything like that exists in the produce. You take your muddler, right, and you press it down, bruising it up, expressing all that into your drink, which flavors and puts the essence of cucumber into your drink.
So what I've done is I've halved these. I'm gonna throw it in there, and then I'm going to take my muddler. Always want the tamping side down, but we're still going to roll. It's kind of counterintuitive because this is the rolling side, you'd think, but we want to press down and roll as I go. So you might see people do that
slamming.
We don't want that because you don't want to over bruise your fruit or whatever.
True.
Veggie or
you can if you muddle like delicate herbs, like.
Yeah, cucumber's a little hard, like a little more tough. So with the rind, so we can be a little strong arm in there.
Yeah, but these guys, this is fresh herbs from my garden, Urban Forager. They're really delicate, so you don't have to do a lot of smashing them. Otherwise, it starts to actually get a little bitter. So you just want to bruise them up a little bit, get the oils like kind of moving out of the leaves, and then all those oils go into that drink, and it's gonna be super refreshing.
So we just need to add some alcohol, and then you know we add some ice. Look at me go! I'm getting ahead of myself.
All right, it's Boozeville. Let's take the first strain of flavored. Wait,
we can't say that. That's trademark.
Wait, Flavorville.
Flavortown. You can say Flavorville, I guess.
Oh wait, Flavortown's that one guy, huh?
Yeah,
Eddie.
All right, so I have added ice. I added my booze, I added my ice. So I want to have enough ice so that I know I'm properly diluting. For me, that's 4 cubes because my ice is a little bit on the larger side. But if it's your first time joining, you haven't heard me talk about that before, but what we want to do is make sure that as we add ice, the liquid will rise. You want a couple cubes that sit above that wash line. That's so when I shake, it's going to properly dilute.
Let's do it.
Flip it to myself. I'm going to give it a little shake. We got to start it up. No. How do you know? I just kind of stopped shaking. How do you know when to stop shaking? Oh, there's a music. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Well, walk me through that, Shana.
What? Sorry, I get distracted by Black Sabbath.
Yeah, the rock music comes on. I can't handle it. So I just kind of stopped shaking. But how do I know when to do that?
Oh, that's a good question. Share. So basically, it's a couple of indications. First, your hands start getting very, very cold, freezing cold, right? This is a good physical indication that the cocktail is cold and it's probably going to be ready to like pull off the ice. Another is a visual indication that there is frost building up on the outside of the tin, giving us a really visual indication that this is really cold.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty, hashtag. And then also when you look inside, you'll see that there's like foamy foam, like kind of like after you brush your teeth and you like spit it out like that. Sorry.
Why would you make that comparison?
I don't know. It's the best thing I can think of.
Delicious foam. We want this foam. All right, I'm serving this thing. Okay, so
You asked.
all right, I'm going to use my Hawthorne strainer and I'm going to close the gate of my Hawthorne strainer so that it can capture as much of the cucumber slices that are in there, those little pulverized bits. We want to keep them inside there.
Yeah, we don't want little chunks in there.
Yeah. So I'm going to slowly pour, and as I do so, I am pulling up so that I get a clean break. There should be that foam. I am after that foam, so that means we're going to give a little bit of extra shimmy shake at the bottom. Try and get as much extra foam as we can. Look at that. Look at that. That's how we know we're done.
Don't miss a drop.
Nope.
It's your cocktail.
So we have lime juice. We have lavender syrup. We have our gin. We've got cucumber in there. So now we are going to garnish and add a little extra thing to take this over the top, better than the sum of its parts, and it's going to be delicious. So which one of these herbs are we going to use? So I have
Oregano.
I don't know. I'm going to take more.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna eat a bunch of oregano.
I'm going to eat whatever I want.
Okay.
So this is obviously oregano, and it's not really wonderful to eat a whole leaf of that. So I do regret it. But it was for the process, you know.
So now you're gonna eat the basil?
I know it's basil. All right, so basil I do love, so I'm just going to eat this anyway. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the flavor to be able to figure out how this is going to pair. So maybe I need to take a little sip of this and try and figure out what's missing, because we want to fill and round out the taste.
Yeah, so this is a good example of like when we're adding cocktails to cocktail menus. This is like a good process example of being like, we nailed down the recipe, we nailed down the ingredients and the measurements, happy with the cocktail. You want to try the cocktail and make sure it's like, up to par for your cocktail menu. And then you're like, all right, let's garnish time. Like what's going to work best. So
this pretty much tastes like lavender.
Let me try. It does. It's really good.
It's good. Yeah. But we got to figure out a way to balance it out.
I think that the lemon peel is going to give that extra punch of citrus that it needs to kind of like, it needs like that kind of like punch in the face.
The flavor. I've been maligned by flavor. I'm just using the big words today.
You're losing me, Cher.
Oh, sorry. So I have.
Oh, Maria says it looks delicious.
You know what I also have?
Thanks, Maria.
I pre-sliced some very fine lemon peel. I don't know if we want to use this. If you can see, I have tiny little bits of lemon peel for that extra zest. I then have a full peel, or in that we can use the oils from the pith on that. And then I got another one for a little extra something. But
ooh, yeah, he's got something up his sleeve.
I do. Not really, but so what do you think?
Let's do it all. Screw
it all.
Well, wait. Let's start with that and see what happens.
Okay,
and then we'll move from there.
Because remember,
let's see the progression.
We're also adding a visual element when we make cocktails and add in our garnish. So if you look like that, look at
it looks pretty.
That looks awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to see from the camera, but it like the little pieces of the lemon peel are just kind of floating on top as like that's really nice.
Don't be afraid of lemon peel. It's edible and wonderful and has a different taste than the actual meat of the fruit. So
I want to put basil on it.
Let's do it. So why are we adding basil?
Okay, so aromatics are really important in your drink and your food, your life.
Aromatics is an important word when it comes to cocktails.
Yeah, so like 70% of what you taste is through smell. So like that you can identify the different characteristics of what you're consuming is through your nose. If you didn't have your nose, if your grandpa got your nose, then you wouldn't be able to smell. And you'd only taste the 5 taste things. So what? Salty, sweet, savory, bitter, umami. Okay.
That's 5.
We nailed it.
There's not a 6th like a gin?
Huh?
There's not a 6th like a gin?
A gin. So when you use something like an herb to garnish your cocktail, this is going to elevate your entire experience. Sorry.
Pay no attention.
But when you have an herb like this, guess what? Does anyone know it? Put it in the chat if you know what to do with it. Okay, so inside these leaves, there are oils, and you need to express those oils. So you stick it in one hand right here. Also, smell it before you do this, just to compare, how it actually works. And so put it in your one hand, take your other hand, slap it herb, wow. Slap it, yep. There it is. I would live in a field of basil.
Oh, basil's my favorite.
All right, so then we're just gonna go ahead and put that on the side.
You know what you can also do, if you want to get those oils out onto the rim of your glass, you can slap it after you have started to express. You can slap the rim of the glass to get them all around. So no matter where you take a sip, you're gonna get a little basil.
So, and good God, how cute does that look?
Cheers.
Cheers. Wait, do you want to put the lemon? Or wait, should we try it like this?
Yeah, we already added the little lemons.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's really popping now.
See, I already before I even took a sip because that basil hit me right in the nose.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want.
Oh, here's your nose pack.
Ah, thanks. I used it.
So yeah, that is a fantastic spring cocktail.
Did we just knock it out the park?
Dude, I think so. I mean, it's completely crushable. The sun's out finally.
Oh, not worthy. I'm not
worthy. So yeah, I hope you guys had made a really great cocktail at home. But I did say that Nathan has a trick up his sleeve.
Yeah, I do.
So we're gonna leave you with this. This is our last little thing.
So if you've ever seen bartenders do this fun thing behind the bar, if you've seen bartenders walking around with a little matchbook, there's a reason for that. And that is because the oils as I said, in the pith of this citrus can be expressed. So if I wanted to, I could express them onto this cocktail here, and then maybe roll around the rim, something like that. But if we wanted to add a visual element into the process of making the cocktail, as well as adding a bit of smokiness into our cocktail, you can do something like these.
This is like basically magician stuff.
It's the stuff that makes everybody go, ooh. So I have a little matchbook. I'm gonna light these suckers, and then what
Don't worry, I have a fire extinguisher.
Let's see if I can do it up. Oh
yeah, I wonder how we're gonna get this angle.
I got more. At it. Let's see if I got one more. So if you want to impress your friends, look at me go.
This is a
I got more.
lemon.
I got more before I burn my fingers. Boom. So you can do this.
We're doing over the cocktail.
Oh, okay.
One more, last one.
And see how it changes the flavors.
So yeah, when you light the citrus in a flame like that, it actually changes the flavor of the oils. it like cooks the oils.
It does. Oh my gosh. Let's do one.
All right, ready?
You got
One,
it.
two,
Ready? One,
three.
two. Oh, you can go again.
Oh.
Oh.
It's pretty fun. Okay, let's see how it. Oh yeah, all those oils are on top. You can see them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. This is a patio pounder. Let's
do
do it. Woo, 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 woo. All right, guys, this has been so much fun.
We hope you learned something.
Yeah, so thanks so much for tuning in to Market Live with Talktails.
Drink good cocktails. We hope you get some, some education from this, have some fun. We're goofy, so we're hoping everybody's having a good time first and foremost. And if you did like and want to try things out that you saw here, you can grab one of those kits behind Shana or Dunny and Chair or whatever and that are on Market. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.